Hello everyone, we are here, we are live, we are ready to go in the second installment of this, well, Beautified stock stream. This is I do have mods installed. The full list is down there in the description, but they are, for the most part, beautification mods that don't in any way affect the gameplay. And I do have a handful of UI improvements to fill in small little gaps, I think, in the game's UI. But otherwise, this is a stock game. Anybody watching this playing on stock should be able to follow right along. And one of the things I told myself I was going to do was not go blasting through this as fast as I humanly can, but to actually go at a pace so that a new player could be able to follow along and do these missions along with me without it getting too tricky. Like, for instance, I now have 79.5 science. I could jump right into research and development, unlock another node, and I looked at that node and I said, oh, I could build myself a rocket and get myself into orbit, and I could build a rocket that can get into orbit despite this still being a tier 1 vehicle assembly building and a tier 1 launch pad. And I said, no, I'm going to slow myself down. I did build such a rocket. It's in my getting to orbit tutorial video with those contract guys, if you want to just follow that. But I said, no, I'm going to go a little slower. There's not a rush. I'm going to get to orbit today. I'm going to guarantee that. But you know what? Let's get ourselves some funds so that, well, right now, actually, I do have 196,000, and upgrading the launch pad is only 50,000, so I can most certainly do that. And the important thing that this does, getting the launch pad to tier 2, is it goes from an 18-ton weight limit to a mighty 140-ton weight limit. And that is, so there, I just did it. And that is more than worthwhile. The vehicle assembly building is a little bit more expensive at 225,000 Kerb bucks, but it brings the max parts from 30, which you can max out pretty quickly, up to 255. Huge jump between tier 1 and tier 2, but I need a little bit more cash. We'll see. Maybe I'll upgrade that before my next, before I do the orbit attempt, maybe not. I do have some milestones. We flew around at the end of the last stream, and so I broke a land distance record and filled some of these observational survey contracts, completed those as well. But before I get any further, what I do want to do is recognize in the Discord we have ourselves a challenge of the week. And there's a screenshot that comes along with that, and I want to recognize the winner, so I am going to. There's just one this time. I've got no catching up to do. As long as I do a stream a week, it'll just be one of these. But this is the winner. Congratulations to Maka. And the theme for this one was jetliners. So there it is. That is that. So congratulations there. And if you want to participate in those challenges, all you have to do is get yourself over to my little Discord. It's absolutely free. Lots of wonderful people there. And that will be the end of me pumping my own Discord. So what I want to do is I'll put off the unlocking of the science for a little bit, because what I want to do is actually get into here. I want to grab a couple of contracts. I'm specifically, well, actually, first of all, I grabbed this part testing contract while at the same time complaining about the part testing contracts, and because of these, they're too fiddly. I hate them. And why did I pick this up? I don't know. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to eat this. I'm going to cancel the contract. If I cancel the contract, it does count as a failure. I lose 11,250 Kerb bucks, which is what I got advanced for accepting the contract in the first place. I do lose 5 reputation, and Gene gets mad at us, but oh well, he's very disappointed, but I don't care. It's a stupid contract, never should have picked it up. But I am going to take a look more at these observational surveys. I fixed my plane, I fixed the landing gear on my plane. It should be much better. Again, for these observational surveys, make sure not to grab the above, in this case above 19,100. Those are much trickier. Look for the ones that say below. Oh, I like these ones too that have multiple waypoints. They're all below, so I'm gonna grab that. You also want to check, I checked actually ahead of the stream, so I know, but You should check before accepting in the tracking station whether those waypoints are close by and not just on the other side of the planet. I got another conduct observational surveys below, all belows, so beautiful, grab those. I'm also starting to see some of these ferry tourist contracts. These are dead easy to do because they always, at least as far as my experience goes, always come up after you've accomplished what it is that you just accomplished, if that makes sense. So for instance, we've gone suborbital, so all of a sudden there's tourists that want to go suborbital, and like I said, these are really dead easy to pull off. So yeah, why don't we do one of these? There's another one. Suborbital is one of them more than the other. Well, for whatever reason, this one's more. Oh, this is a G-Force Adventure one. Oh, no, it's not. It's just simply go suborbital. Sorry. Yeah. Conduct. So these are above, so just want to make sure, yeah. So Ferry 2, we'll do a suborbital one. And then we'll also, I'm avoiding the part testing. We'll also do, Orbit Kerbin. Got to grab that too. So we're going to grab that one. Geez, that's advanced me a lot right there. Okay, let's be good. We're gonna. So I'll show you my new. Well, it's not really a new plane. I just fixed it. I just fixed my plane. So bring up my first jet. You might recall with this jet that the wheels were very bouncy, very wobbly, very fragile, and as it went down the runway, it wanted to veer to one side. When I landed, it bounced all around. It was very difficult to land. I thought I would, between the streams, play with this because you never know how much tweaking this is going to take. All I did was pull off the old ones, went in here, grabbed a new pair, stuck them on. This time I stuck them on to the, what do they call those, narcells or whatever. Stuck them on there, and then just used the move tools to move them in, and it worked perfectly. So, if you are finding, let's get a Valentina in here, because last time it was Jeb. If you are finding that your landing gear are misbehaving, that is my advice. Pull them off, grab a fresh pair, put them on, make sure the snap is on when you put them on, and inexplicably, this one just went better. I don't have the explanation, but the landing gears are flaky. Now watch this now being a live stream. Watch this completely fail on me again. But I'm hoping it won't. So we're going to do a quick observational survey, pull in a little bit more science, pull in a little bit more reputation. Okay, Valentina is ready to go. Still don't have. Oh, I do. Oh, I afford it. Yeah, I put on a red light. I had enough. Again, there's a 30 power count limit, and that was enough for me to put a green light on one side and a red light on the other. So I did do that. That's the other thing I did. Some blinky lights, because you can never have too much blinky lights. I am going to open up one of my, when I push the contracts button here, I do have a mod, and because I find the stock contract management tab to be rather frustrating, so I'm going to isolate the two that I'm interested in, which is, so there's one of the mods that I do have installed. We'll pop that over there. So we're going to do our observational surveys. And I do also have, for another mod, a Waypoint Manager mod. This allows me to, instead of going out here and finding my waypoints and clicking on one, like here's the way you do it in stock, you go activate that navigation. I could have picked it from here, and notice it tells me how far each of them are away, which is really nice as well. I think I'm just going to close that. Go back to here. All right, let's do it. So, and also what that mod does is gives me a heading of 175 degrees, which is nice too. Okay, that, throttle up, brakes off, view on free, punch it. And hopefully this should track nice and straight. The last time I flew this, it just went straight down the runway, no veering to one side. Yes, it's being very good, and we're off over this way. So I am heading towards Glebus' sanity, or something like that. What do I got to do at Glebus' sanity? There it is. I got to do an atmospheric survey, which is the press map barometer thing. And at this one, I need to do crew report. So I just got to get remembering to do that. Okay, let's just go over it. Yeah, I can actually group by contracts. John's suggesting in the chat that you can take a contract and add it to a mission list and group them all together, which I most certainly do once I start seeing more of these types of contracts. But for now, I'm just doing it the lazy way. There's just this show contract, hide contract toggle, and then you can switch back and forth with this. Okay, how far away are we? We're 34 kilometers away, so do a little time warping. Oh, you meant in the Waypoint Manager. Oh, I didn't even know that was an option. So if you go to here, oh, go by contract. Oh my gosh, yeah. I should have known that. I probably did at some point and then forgot. And then, okay. So Waypoint Manager, you can group them by contract rather than group them by celestial body. That's easy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Time warping, so that's why this is so janky. How far away? 10 kilometers. Get closer. Yeah, that's... Oh, I'm there. What was it? A pressure scan, right? Log pressure scan. There we go. Again, there doesn't have to be any science for that. And what's nice about this is this picks the next closest one, which is 25 kilometers away. I think it should be picking the next. Yeah. And so that's at a heading of 246. Oh, it's on the Navball. There we go. We'll fly around. We'll take in the views. Don't need to see this now. Is this still the same thing? This bedroom? Yeah, same type. Okay, again is a temperature scan or a pressure scan. I'm being asked about what mods do I use, and if you look in the description of the video, the full list of mods is right there. And any video that I have mods installed on, I always put it. Whoa, 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 wait. Oh no, it's still not. Oh no, there we are. Any video where I use mods, I would do that. Okay, we got another one over here. I'm assuming I've done a temperature scan over the water. I have not. Grab that. Oh my gosh. How about a conduct a material study? I've done that. I have. Let's do one when we land. We'll do one when we land. Observe goo. Okay, we'll do one of those when we land too. These are really easy, or really I'm working a bit again. These observational survey ones are really, like, they might feel a little bit grindy, but what's nice about them is, oops. Blood pressure. Oh, that was a crew report one. Should pay attention. Crew report. Okay, that was a crew report one. Oh, and now I'm going to zone 92 JMR. That one's a pressure scan. Okay. So I was saying, these are nice and efficient because you retrieve, if you put this back on the runway, you retrieve 100% value other than the cost of the fuel that you expend. And, you know, you're pulling in some cash. There's a reasonable amount. Like I see 100,000 here plus these guys, plus science, plus it takes you over different biomes. You know, to grab more science. So these, I think, are pretty worthwhile. I'm too high in the atmosphere. I'm just noticing that. I'm running into the limit of what these engines are going to do for me. So I should be losing some altitude. Okay, this one is a pressure scan. There we go. So that finishes off that contract. So all we got left are two more Oh, I lost my... That's interesting. Which one's closer? Bowback's Jest. Oh, there it is there. Don't know why that didn't come up automatically. Let's, I'm a little high. These engines are struggling. They're wanting for air. Chatterer, I love Chatterer. I agree. Oh my god. Entering crew report. I'm very glad in KSP2 that there are... Oh, we gotta go all the way around. What's the heading I'm going for? 348. Yeah, Chatterer is really nice. It adds a nice element to it. Okay, last one. What do I think the length of this stream will be? Typically, I'm in around the... I always make sure to go over an hour and a half. Typically, I'm in around an hour 45. I've had a few that have gone over 2. I'm guessing pretty close to an hour and 45 minutes. That would be my guess as to the length of this stream. Okay, time warp to this one, get her done, get down, and then we'll throw some tourists in the air. Funny, flying at 2 times speed is okay, but flying at 3 times speed is always really jerky. And it looks like we're heading back towards the KSC too. Should be getting it pretty soon. There it is. Crew report. And that is this contract done. Now lose that. I also... Whoops, I pushed the wrong button. This one. Also have a whole... These are all just parameter. Just delete all of them. Those are just saying, you know, you did the contract. I go, thanks, I know. Okay, somewhere down there is the KSC. I can bring up a waypoint for it, but let's see if we can spot it. Doesn't look like it should be too far. We'll drop below the clouds here. So what's that bring my cache is now up to 360. I think I'm going to be able to upgrade that. Oops. Where's the message? Is this one? That's the one I want to get rid of. Okay, where are we? Coming through the clouds. KSC. KSC, I don't know where you... Okay, we'll put up a waypoint. This is nice. You can just go boink. There it is. I was hoping it was going to be below me, but it's not. Have I played in real scale solar system? Yes, a little bit. I have played it a little bit. Just on my own game, just fooling around. I can't say I progressed particularly far because I don't find myself spending a lot of time playing KSP other than what I do for videos and streams. I find myself wanting to do other things during my spare time. So I didn't put as much time into it as I should, and I don't want to put a ton of time into it. It's very time consuming. I certainly don't want to do it live or anything like that. I think it would be too much. It's pretty cool though. And just to clarify, when I played Real Scale Solar System, I did it with the whole Realistic Progression 1 pack. So I just installed the whole pack of mods that comes with that. KSC is coming in sight. Now, I am going to do a quick save. Probably quick save again as we get closer. Oh, the 1/4 scale. I think what you're referring to is Je ne sais quoi. Je ne sais quoi is wonderful. I love Je ne sais quoi. I played that much more, just again on my own, just fooling around. That's what, at least that's what I'm familiar with the 1/4 scale instead of the 1/10 scale that the KSP is. And the thing to do with Je ne sais quoi, if you're an experienced player, is to play it with stock parts, or play it with stock parts plus the DLC parts. And it's a really nice, you know, it doesn't change the game too much, it just ups the challenge. You're very welcome there, Dr. Cruels. Cruels? Cruels. I'm going to go with Dr. Cruels. Okay, I really got to pay attention to what I'm doing. But anyway, like I said, can I quick save? Yes, it is. I am quick saving because I in no way trust these landing gear. I mean, although I've sort of fixed the glitchy bounciness that they were having before, they are still sketchy as heck. They're very fragile, and they're very easy to break. I mean, one great thing to do with planes is to go around and land them in different biomes and do surface scans and all of that business, but it just isn't worth it with these landing gear. Once you get the retractable ones, it's much better. Okay, we're coming in here now. It's getting dark. Getting dark. A little bit of waggling to kind of slow myself down. Shooting for touching down at about maybe 50 meters per second. Who needs flaps? Of course, no lights on this runway or anything like that. Okay, going definitely slower than 50 meters per second, really about 40 meters per second by the time we touch down, but hopefully that'll be okay. Well lower than 40. You just don't want to drop onto the runway. Oh, there was no shadow, so that made it a little tricky, but no problem. No sketchiness, no nothing. There we go. So we got a plane that's going to work for us. Now, I actually do want to... I've probably done a crew report, but I don't think I've done a material study here. Nope, material study from the runway, and I don't think I've done... Nope. Oh, I have done a GOO study. Okay. Probably have done an EVA report. Probably done all the rest of these. Oh wait, the temperature scan I did up there. Okay, I'm just recovering now. A little bit more science. Is it all? I do have, I'm getting asked about just the darkness and is it possible to have it always be light? Well, the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm just going to hit the go to sunrise button. So we got that. I do have installed the ambient lighting thing that I have set. I don't want to put it too, but you can move this slider and make things brighter, but it just turns up the brightness of everything. So it washes things out pretty badly. So I have it turned up a little bit, but not too much. So that might be, but it's still night. Let's see. So I'm at 100. Oh, this? Okay, this is going way quicker than I thought. Let's get into orbit because look, I already got 225 just from that. So let's do that and upgrade. So that's now tier 2. I now have a 255 part limit, and let's get into here. Let's get some science, and then we'll go into orbit. The one place I do want to go right away, the Terrier engine. You gotta love the Terrier engine. It's one of my go-to orbital engines, and just getting bigger fuel tanks. One of the challenging things about your early rockets in this game is that they give you these itsy bitsy, teensy weensy little fuel tanks. Now, I can't get up to here, but I can go here. I got launch clamps. crew cabin, struts, bigger decouplers. Like, why they give you the big giant decoupler before they're giving you big giant tanks in it, I don't know, but it is there. Oh, I also have reaction. You know what? This might be a good one to put. I might not use them, but just to show people that if you're having... I do really want launch struts, but... or launch clamps, but no, I'll go here. Reaction wheels and the winglets are great for if you have control issues with your rockets. But what we're going to do, let's build ourselves an orbital rocket. Let's get this done. We'll do our first orbit. I do have the contract right there. I did grab it, didn't I? Right here. Orbit Kerbin. Then we'll do the... So, pretty simple. Just got to get an orbit. So, don't really have to look at that, do I? Okay. Oh, and I now have... Ooh. But do I have fairings of any kind? I don't think I do. No. I'm going to wait on that. Then I do have now a 2 crewed. This might be good for my tourist contract in a little bit, but I do have the 2 crewed P capsule. That might be good to fire tourist suborbital in, but I'm going to go with the good old Mark. Let's go black and white this time. This guy will put on the parachute. Customary parachute on top. We'll put, because we will be coming down from orbital velocities, going to put on the 1.25 meter heat shield. Going to put on a decoupler. Boink. Okay, and now what we got to do is make this into a little orbital rockety duty. So what I like to do is I like to have whatever's going to be carrying the payload up into orbit to do the last part of the orbital insertion. And that way it will you'll be losing the boosters, the main booster, well before that, and you don't have to worry about it being debris. And so I typically budget about 1,000 meters per second, maybe go a couple of hundred more than that, so for the deorbit and stuff. So let's just see what's going to work for me. I'm just going to throw on... Oh, wait, we got to do sciences and stuff? Sciences. Come on. Sciences. Turn it that way. Well, let's just do this first. And I was talking about... And then the Terrier... The nice, I love the Terrier engine. One of my favorite rockets. Nice, decent, very good. One of the highest ISPs in the game, especially early on. 60 kilonewtons of thrust. It is a vacuum motor, though. Don't use it around in an atmosphere. But that gets me. Let's go to the Delta-V tool. Put it on vacuum. That's 1369 right there with a thrust-to-weight ratio of 2. That's already mammoth, but I'm just going to live with that. You don't need that big a thrust-to-weight ratio. Around 1 is fine, but we'll live with it. Okay, so there we go. There's our little orbiter. Do I want a... Well, but then if I get a smaller one... I think the smaller cam might not work. What if I got... see, now I'm starting to get... Oh, that's big. Ah, you're a stinker. That goes from 1.25 to 1.875 from the... Okay, we'll keep things simple. I was hoping to have smaller tanks and smaller engines and build little... But no, we're going to go with this. Okay, so that's going to do us just fine. Let's science this up. We need... this guy. We have a mystery goo we're going to stick in here. We're also going to go to high space. And if we're going to go to high space... Sorry, let me save this. This is going to be our first orbit. I can't remember whether I got the mystery goo. I must have... Did I get a mystery goo? I got a mystery goo. Did I get the material spay in space? That's what I can't remember. Last time. I don't know. So we're going to go into here. We're going to go into archives. And we're going to take a look at the material study. I've done 2 of them. One from the runway, one fly. Oh my gosh. No, I've not done this in space yet. So, okay, good. Good. So we're going to put 2 of these on here. There we go. So our orbiter's getting bigger. I don't mind that. Because I have yet to go into high space, so I do want to get up into high space with this, is really what the dealio is. Okay, and what other sciences do we got here? We have, well, just the familiar thermometer and barometer. For those wondering, this part here is part of Kerbal Engineer, which I'm not going to use for a while yet, so I'm just not going to put it on there. But that pretty much sciences it out. Let's balance this off. I have some batteries. Let's put some batteries on the other side. Snap off. What is my issue with... There we go. You know what? Let's put it this way. This is an extra, what is it going to be, 200 units of electricity. So I don't have to worry about electricity. Because we're going to be in orbit for a little bit. We're just going to collect a lot of science. Is really what it's going to be. All right, and we're going to go up to high space. Yeah, I think this is pretty good. I've done mystery goo, and I just want to do it in high space. Why is there a texture thingy there? Oh, interesting. Okay. All right, I think that's got it covered. We're not going to do any transmitting, so I won't put a communitron on there. I think this is pretty close to our orbiter. What kind of variance can I get here? There, that one. That's going to be an orbital engine. Thrust to weight 1.76 is a little on the high side, but that's okay. I like to put the parachute with that there. So there's our orbiter. So now what we got to do is get this up into space. So we'll just decouple. Decoupler. What is my biggest? I'm gonna get one of these. Get one of these. Let's go with Reliant or Swivel. Reliant or Swivel. Let's go with the Swivel for now because I'll have limited attitude control, and the Swivel has the gimbal. The Reliant is a little lighter and a little more powerful, but I think the Swivel's probably. Oh, that's still a thrust to weight through the roof. I can add on another can or two. Looking at this, yeah, 1.86. That's sheer. You know, let's take out one of the. I'm shooting for around 2. Maybe that guy. More looking at the 2.06. That's fine. Delta V. 35 to 3600 is what I usually budget. I'm gonna go to about 38. So we're gonna finish this off with some SRBs. What SRBs am I going to use? Let's start small with the hammers because I don't think this will be too hard to get up. Okay, so we'll put that. I'm going to put on just 2 of them for now. Engines. I do have the big thumper SRBs, but I'm going to go with the hammers for now. Just see what that does for me. So that gets my, I'm at 38.66. That's fine. Thrust to weight 2.66 on the bottom at sea level. That's 2.2. This is fine. This is groovy. Let's put on some of these. And my part count's creeping up, but I don't care. I don't care about part count. Isn't that sweet? One trick with SRBs is if you slide them so that the decoupler's towards the top, it pushes the top of the SRB away, which helps them peel away from the rocket. I think I'm gonna just grab these. I like to get the bells to be close to matching up on the bottom, especially when I don't have... That'll do. Especially when I don't have launch clamps, which I don't, because that was one of the things I... back to vacuum, 38.8. This is gonna be ducky. I think this is gonna be fine. Creepers. I think. Oh, lights. Let's just go through parts. Make sure I'm not missing anything good. Those are just tanks. Those engines I don't need. Oh yes, if you are having control issues with, you know what? Let's put them in here anyway. But if you're having control issues with your rockets, these inline reaction wheels are to give you additional torque. This gives me an additional 5 kilonewton meters of torque, while the top, what is in the Mark 1 capsule? What is it? Gimbaling. It's 5, so it doubles the amount of reaction wheel force you have. So if you've unlocked these, that's great. Unfortunately, it's a 1.25 meter part, but the way to sneak that through, actually, you can just stick them. It doesn't matter where you stick them, which is something I didn't know for the longest time. So I'm just going to stick them right there, out of the way. There we go. That'll give us some more control. Control's always good. Anything else here? I don't need that. Decouple, I've used those. I've used that. Oh, yeah. Aerodynamic stability for sure. Putting on the mass, putting on the center of lift, which is completely borked because there's no control surfaces. I'm going to just grab, what is it like if I just grab me some of these basic tail fins? Is that going to be cool? And then maybe, whoops. So there's 4 down there, and then I'll grab them again. And then go to two-way symmetry and put 2 here. And 2 here. Oh, I thought that, oh, they're doing it that, oh my God, why? Now it's, and then I take it, this is weird. And then I take it off, and now it's on the other side the way I expected it to be. So all I'm doing is bringing that lift down, right? An alternative to doing that is to grab these AV winglets. They bring the wings, the tip. I could probably just put on 4 of those and be good. And these are control surfaces, so they'll help you with, I think it's going to be fine, so I'm just going to go with this. And 34 parts, so this wouldn't have been able to be done if I didn't upgrade the VAB. Okay, let's see. I make this all, what about all orange up the middle stack? Oh, that's dark when I make it like that. I don't mind that. Oh, now I'm so getting into just aesthetics here that it's silly, but it's going to be dark on the bottom. Put on the little boat taily thing. Oh, wait, I think I got a orangey boat tail, don't I? Yeah, sort of. Put this back. Because aesthetics are important, you know. 2 of these is fine. Orange stripe to match that. All right, I think I'm good. So let's save, and let's turn off the mass and the lift. I'm going through the chat and seeing what I missed. Oh, blinky lights. Yep. Thank you. Blinky lights, blinky lights, blinky lights, blinky lights. So we're going to put, I won't go ballistic because it can get a little silly, but I'm going to put on a pair of these navigation lights. We'll paint them white. This is the top, so this is the left or port side, so that guy needs to be red. And we won't make him blink. We'll make that one solid. And then we'll just remove this one from symmetry and make it green. And then on the back, because we got these guys, this is all pretty occupied on this side. So on this side, what I'm going to do, maybe about here, is put on one of these ones. I'm going to make it white. We're going to put the blink period up to ½ second, turn the blink on, and we're going to switch, actually put it up to 1 second. We're going to have lots of blinky lights. And I'm going to click yellow, but then I'm going to get into here. I'm going to tweak it a little bit more into the orange. I'm shooting for amber. And then I'm going to take that, I'm going to flip it around. And then this is my way, my less than ideal way of getting like kind of like a blinky light that blinks in all directions like that, except this one I want it to be white and I want it to blink ½ second intervals. So that's marking the, oh, I put it on 2-way symmetry. I didn't mean to do that. So I don't want them on the other side. I noticed they were on the other side, and then they interfere with the doors of the material space, and, you know, can't have that. So are these still right? That one's still amber. And this one's still white. Yeah, okay. And so that's on the dorsal ventral side. Wait, yes, ventral side. Ventral's the bottom. Okay, that's good. You know what? No, that's good enough for light. Let's not. We won't get silly. Okay, burst orbit, pilot. Yeah, sure, Jeb. We just did Val in a plane. Sorry, Jet Val, you lost out. Checking our staging. We're gonna do these, then the stage the SRBs and that core engine at the same time. Stage those at the same time. Oh, and launch TWR. For goodness sakes, I should look at thrust weights. That's a little bit high, so we're gonna tweak these down. Always go for around 1.33-ish. So low. Kind of surprises me how many people don't tweak down that launch thrust. It makes the rocket so much easier to fly. Okay, Jebediah's in. All right. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. And I think this shouldn't be a hard rocket for people to fly, for people that are following along. If you find it's flipping out on you, my advice would be to just go rip off all these little ones and replace it with 4 of these AV winglets. But I think it should be good. Let's just launch. I just love being able to launch and not worrying about part counts, so I can put on stupid things like lights and stuff. 1.7 is the sweet spot, says Wooderbass. Yeah, I guess it's a personal thing, but definitely tweak it down. Like I like this, but everybody's a little different. Okay, so are we doing anything on here on the launch pad? I don't think we are. No, I don't see why we should be, so I think we're just gonna go. You know what? I will just let's aim our camera up here. These guys pinned over here to the side, and we'll see if we should be grabbing something on the way up or not. Reset the camera. Okay. All right, SAS on, throttle up. These two are saved for space for sure. Okay, and punch it. And we're off. We're off, and we're going for an orbit. And again, everybody's a little bit different. I like to go straight up until I get past about 50 meters per second or so, and then I knock it over. And oh, I can't lock to the prograde vector. It will not let me because Jeb is not skilled enough. But you can just, this is the ultimate test of the aerodynamic stability of your rocket, is to turn off SAS, take your hands away from the controls. I'm going a little bit too far north for my liking. Oh, it really doesn't. I'm trying to push it more towards, oh. And now I should have a lot more control because now I got that swivel engine. Those, I'm just pulling it over. Oh, this is pretty stable. Oh, I don't have time to apoapsis either. I like to do that. Okay, I'm just going to turn off SAS and let it follow the prograde vector just kind of on its own, just letting aerodynamics take over. I'm thinking I might reduce thrust here a little bit. I'm doing this by feel rather than by numbers. Usually I like to see the time to apoapsis, but if not, I got to upgrade the tracking station for that one. But I am obviously going to watch my apoapsis number. This is not necessary, turning down the thrust. It does make the launch more efficient, but this thing's pretty heavily built. Oh, I wanted to shoot. Yeah, I've already done that. Got distracted. Okay. Got distracted. I can't remember if I did those in the... I probably did them in the lower atmosphere. Might not. Oh, I have, because I did it with the plane, of course. Silly. Silly Billy. Reduce thrust a little more. There we go. Oh, lights on. Put on the lights and then didn't turn them on. Okay, so right now I'm really doing nothing. I'm not putting in any inputs. Like if you put it to here, like I'm doing nothing there. I'm just letting it kind of do its thing. But I am watching the apoapsis. I should check, make sure here I don't reduce my throttle so much that I end up passing my app. I'm going to give myself a little more throttle to be safe. You don't want to end up passing your apoapsis, that's for sure. It sure helps to have that time. Yeah, let's give ourselves more throttle. More throttle, be safe. Let's not be dumb. Okay, when I start seeing that, I'm going to throttle down. Alright. And right now, I'm just really watching my apoapsis, and when it gets to 80, I'm just going to cut it. Oh! Sorry. Forgot. That stage ran out. Time to go onto here, and I've increased the throttle because this is a much weaker engine. We are pretty low. I'm gonna pitch up a little bit. I shouldn't have been so cute and reduced my throttle like that. I should have just pushed it up to 80. That's the safe way to do it until you see those timed apoapsis numbers. Let's see how we do. Okay, I'm at 85 because I'm going to be losing stuff in drag. We're going to here turn this off. Should still be aerodynamic. We're okay. It ain't pretty, but it's okay. Oh, thank you very much, Chris, for the kind donation. Kind donation. We'll see if Jeb will be... No, I gotta upgrade the tracking station. That's what I need to do to get the time to apoapsis numbers. I was just getting too cute. We're fine. I mean, look at my periapsis. Like, we take a look at my arc. Here, I'm going into map view. If I go into map view, look, I'm like darn close to an orbit already. I was just fiddling around too low in the atmosphere. So, we'll just get this a little higher. Okay. And, I've noticed I've dipped below 80 here, but that's okay. It's not a biggie. We'll put maybe a little bit more thrust into this soon. Here, let's time warp. Kind of wobbling around a little bit. Four times. So that wasn't the prettiest of orbits, but, you know, it got the job done. Jeb's excited. I'm trying to think, has Jeb been in space yet? I'm not sure he has. I don't think he has. This is Jeb's first time in space. Okay, so we're in space now. Let's get off the time warp. It's really hard to know where your apoapsis is, isn't it? Because I'm so close to being... I shouldn't have done it this way. I should have just pushed up. Oh, actually, how you can tell... You can tell by your vertical velocity indicator here. As it's coming down, you're getting closer to apoapsis. So what I probably should do, when it's at 0, you're right at apoapsis. I don't want to wait. I want to wait till just before that, because I do not have to put in much more energy. So we'll time warp a little bit here, and we're watching this needle. It's a logarithmic scale, so when it starts to drop, it's going to drop fast. There we go. There it goes. Okay, let's put it on prograde. Burn just a little bit as I completely demonstrate the most complicated and awkward way to get into orbit. Alright, that's an orbit. We're there. So we're going to do a material study. And we're also going to do an EVA report, for goodness sakes. I gotta watch this, right? Because this is biome specific. See, we're over the highlands. Store that away. And then we can do another EVA report. Still highlands. Okay. I'm sure that there's a number of biomes that are super easy to get. You want to make sure to get them. I think I probably got the thermometer, the barometer. No reason to worry about that. Crew reports. Nope. Crew reports not. So that's all done. Here, let's... Oops. Oh, I didn't take the monoprop out of that. Okay, but what I want to do is grab EVA reports. Oh, I've done grasslands. Okay. But it's really easy to get highlands, grasslands, water, shores. If you're really lucky, there is badlands around here somewhere, but I think you just have to get lucky. I don't know exactly where they are. That's highlands again. Okay. Hello, Philip. Glad you made it. Hello, Lucky. Okay, so I'm going towards the shores here, and then we're going to go into the night pretty soon. I don't know. I don't think this is shores yet. Highlands still. A lot of highlands. Should keep an eye on electricity too, because I don't have an infinite supply, though it should be enough for this mission. Okay, here comes some shores. Hopefully people can see that on the screen. I know YouTube's compression... YouTube's compression sometimes will make things darker than what they are on my screen. Okay, there's the shores. That's good. Store that one. Oh, I can take data. Store that. Oh, no, I didn't. There was no reason to take that. And we'll... I'm not sure I've done a over the water yet, so we'll grab over the water. Definitely want to get all these. Over the water. And obviously, if you put yourself into a polar orbit, you can get all the biomes, including the ice caps and the northern and southern ice shelves and the tundra. So what I'm doing now is looking for mountains and looking for deserts. And then we'll push ourselves to high space. Oh, is this desert here? I think it is. Kerbin's deserts. Well done, Jebediah. And... oh, I thought... oh, no. Where the heck am I? In relation to the KSC. Oh, the KSC is coming. Okay. They're going to get the mountains just ahead of the KSC. I missed some mountains back there, but there's mountains right coming up here. Those KSC mountains. And mountains. There we go. I'm happy with that. So that was a bunch of that. Now, what I want to do next is go into high space. High space is an altitude of 250 kilometers, so I want to push up my apoapsis, and obviously I do that by going prograde. But then I want to... this is going to be a lot of guesswork. Once I get that done, and once I've collected the science up there, I want to burn retrograde, and I'm going to try and see if I can put myself down around here. Now, Kerbin's going to rotate a little bit. Let's try it here. I am so guessing at all this. 100% guesswork. So I'm going to push this up. Got a lot of fuel. I don't have to worry about that. And again, 250 is the magic number. And then we'll see how close I come to that ocean to the east of the KSC when we come back. I might completely not... it's not necessary, so... I don't know. Okay, so... 200... 220... 240, 250, and we'll go a little more. There we go, about 265. That flashing flag is bugging me, so I'm going to turn this so I don't see it. All right, and now it's just simply time warping. Turn it this way. Until we cross over into high space. Okay, I'm getting some. Just give me a second here. So, Mike, look at the apoapsis and periapsis height on your altimeter. It tells you when you're there. Well, yeah, I'm looking at this right here. I'm not sure, or there. I'm not sure. That might have been an old comment. There is a lag with the comments, so sometimes the comments become disconnected with what's going on right now. Okay, once I cross. Oh wait, we're gonna do 250. Do this. Conduct a material study. So that is another 37.5 science. We will do. This is our first time in high space. So observation of the goo, the thermometer, the pressure scan, and then Jebediah is going to do himself an EVA. 12 science from the EVA, which is not biome specific, so you only ever have to do one. You don't have to do like what I was just doing before. And then I got to collect all of this science. Wow. If you push the V button, this is one of these hidden features in the game, but if you push the V button, you actually do change the camera, and sometimes if you're having some trouble getting your Kerbal to orient the way you want with your ship, just pressing the V button helps. So I got to collect all this junk. So collect that. Yep, remove it. That breaks it. That's why I got two. Collect that one. Up here. I haven't done a crew report yet either. Collect that. Thermometer. Oh, I just pushed log it. Take it. There we go. Oh, it wouldn't have let me log it anyways because he's not a scientist. Okay. Up here. Get inside. Do a crew report. Another 7.5 science in high space. Collect that crew report. And store it back. Okay. So now everything should be stored in the capsule. And what I like to do though is just right click on each experiment. If it says review data, that means there's data there. So I want to make sure nowhere does it say review data. Everything is good. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is put this puppy onto the retrograde vector and start burning. Oh, this might work well. Bringing down that periapsis. Oh, that tier 1 tracking station is going to be nice. I got about 34 kilometers. I'm gonna go, well, a little lower. 30. Let's go 30. I don't know. I'm guessing. I want to land in the ocean here, and I'm guessing at what's gonna do it. And again, playing with all of that. Okay, let's fall. We're gonna fall. NC was saying it was guesswork around the burn, but it helps not having, yeah. It does help having that time to, okay. I'll remember that, NC. Now I see what you're referring to. Okay, going down, going down. Yeah, what NC was referring to is that if you see your apoapsis and you see your altimeter getting close to your apoapsis, then you're obviously close to your apoapsis. So that's an alternative than looking to your vertical speed indicator. That was back when I was doing the circularization. Okay. We are about to do the plummet. Well, you know what? I should have maybe put some solar panels on here because my electric charge isn't great. Of course, having all kinds of lights going probably isn't the best thing. What you gonna do? You gotta have lights. Okay, I'm gonna orient this to retrograde. Parachute is armed. Going to roll this so I don't see that janky flag. And then I'm going to turn SAS off. Don't need electricity from here on in anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay. Oh, do I have enough fuel thrust to hang on to that last stage? And then never mind, because I just staged it. You mean to do like a powered landing, if that's what you're referring to, Trav? I sure as heck am not going to do a... I don't know. Parachutes are there for a reason. Okay, so here's the KSC coming up. So I think I actually should have been bringing my periapsis down lower. Should be easily in the ocean, though. Pulling the G's on the Jebediah as we plummet through the atmosphere. Yeah, the lights are still on. So we are losing a little bit of electric charge, but we got enough to make it to the bottom. All the textures are different. So Minty Game saying, are you sure this is stock? And I said, it is. But I did use the ReStock mod to change all of the textures. So yes, parts do look different, but they function the same. There are apparently very slight aerodynamic differences, but I've not yet put that to the test. But yes, so all the parts, I think they do all look much better too, I will say. Okay, so we're slowing down here. Now, I'm sure I've done a crew report. Has Jeb anybody done an EVA report over the water? Maybe not. Nope, that's new. Okay, in you go, Jebediah. And I think that's probably it for my science. But this should be a pretty decent haul, all those EVA reports. Where did I land? Where did I land, by the way? Where am I? That's not bad. I said I was aiming for this ocean. That was I was a very broad landing zone, but I'm fun with that. And Boosh and Bobby and floats there nicely, and I don't think there's going to be anything to do because we've done just recover. Just recover. Does ReStock also add sound effects like when you exit and re-enter the capsule? I'm not sure where those are coming from. It's possible it might be Chatterer putting that stuff in for going in and out of the capsule. I'm not sure. I play with these mods so often, I often forget what is and isn't stock too. So I'm up to 182.6 science from that, 221 science all told. So whoopee-doo, that is awesome. Awesome. Got a lot of world, oh no, not as many, land speed. Like, land distance record, we did a couple of orbits. How can I've done more than 100 kilometers, like, whatever. I'm not going to complain about what that means. We have entered orbit, and we have returned. And Jebediah should be level 1 now. I didn't even check that, but I'm pretty sure he is. Okay, let's take a look at contracts and see what we got, because I still have, I think, that tourist contract to do, so we'll pump that up. And I do want, actually, before, let's think of some goals. I want to upgrade the tracking station. Oh, I can afford to do that right now. 150,000 to upgrade the tracking station. That will give me maneuver nodes. That gives me the apoapsis and periapsis on the orbits. That will show me intersections with other bodies like the moon. So, yeah, definitely want that. I've already upgraded that. Space plane hangar might be my next target. That's good for now. Okay, let's get into contracts. I'm kind of done with the focused observational surveys for now. Unless there's something really interesting. Now, I got more tourists, suborbital. We might just do one of those. I think I'm pretty good for cash. Tourist ones are good for just cash. I avoid all the testing. Focused observational survey. Okay, we gotta explore the moon. Yeah. Alright. I think I'm gonna go for that. Just do a flyby of the moon. Yeah. I'm gonna put the tourist contract aside. We're flying by the moon. That is what we're gonna do. We are gonna do a moon flyby to finish off this stream. That is, I think, pretty good. Okay, so a moon fly. Okay, let's just go new. I'm gonna be moon flyby. I'm going to. Oh shoot, science. I got it done. I'm so excited. I actually can easily build something that can fly by the moon, but maybe we can take a couple of Kerbals because I do have the 2 crewed Roundy pod now. If I can find a way, what do we got? Okay, launch clamps. Let's get those right away. Do I got more science? I got solar panel. Okay, that's it. I'm glad. Get some Oxstat solar panels for sure. Some probe bodies. The probe body, the Octo probe body would be great because what that... Have I already unlocked another probe body? But the probe bodies are great for replacing your scientists or your pilots and allowing you to put in scientists and engineers. No. So what do I got left? I got 86 left. I can't do any... Oh, I can't do anything. Okay, that's it. So that was still worthwhile. How often do I stream? Asked Minty Games. I do it once a week at this time. This has become my... I sort of got jumbled around a little bit with KSP2 and fiddling with that, but now I am focused on once a week doing this. Okay, so I'm going to take the KV-2P reentry module, and that's going to take us around the moon, and it holds 2 Kerbals. And it's not going to be Jebediah and Bill. It's going to be the other 2. It's going to be Valentina, because she has yet to do an orbit, and it's going to be Bob. We're going to take advantage of having a scientist who can reset all that equipment. Okay, so let's again start by building ourselves an orbiter. Now, what's the mass of this thing? 1.3 tons. I'm wondering, like, with the parachute, I think this should still be enough. I'm not actually 100% sure. I guess it's better to be safe. I just know that this looks dorky as heck. I guess it doesn't look super dorky. We'll spread them out a bit. Alright, we'll do that. Okay, let's put a little science module underneath this thing. Again, put in an extra set. I believe these have no reaction wheels in them at all. They do not. Let's take out... Oh, they have no monoprop either, which is actually not a bad thing. Okay, we'll put in a set of reaction wheels because it's definitely going to need it. We'll put in, once again, a mystery goo. What am I doing? There we go. We'll put in the thermometer, the barometer. How am I doing for batteries? We'll definitely put some solar on. I do have now these Z200s. Sorry, I'm thinking. And what I'm thinking is getting... Oh my gosh, I wish I had a fairing. But we'll live with what we got. I wish I had a fairing to enclose this, because this thing's going to be dorky. Battery, and then we'll stick the reaction wheels down here. So that's the science bay, and that's the electricity bay. And then we'll put in some of these Oxstat solar panels. 2 of them. These are going to be very special Oxstats. You have to open the door and point them. We'll do that. And that. sure that'll be fine. Just got to remember to make sure they're exposed. So, okay, let's build ourselves an orbiter. So getting to the moon is, I'm doing this from memory, is 860. I'm being asked, what do I use to record the streams? I am just using, what is it, Streamlabs OBS. That's what I use. Because it's free and it's simple. So wait, I'm just looking to, oh no, they're fine. So sorry, I'm getting back to what, 860, right, is the moon intercept. Plus another 1,000, I said. So let's push it around 2,000. If I can get this up to about 2,000. I think I'm feeling pretty happy. That's wrong. That's wrong. There, vacuum. 1819. Not bad. It's not bad. What do I got for little? I hate that I don't have little fuel tanks. What's the thrust to weight? Fine. We'll live with this. We'll live with this. No, we won't. We'll put another one on here. What happens if I put another one on here? That's 2118. Still 1.14 thrust away. That's fine. That's fine. So there's our vessel. Let's then build a... I just don't... I really want to... whatever. I'm committed to this now. So we're going to put on a decoupler. Why am I having issues here with decouplers? There we go. TD-12 decoupler. Actually, change the textures on this. I'm very particular about my textures. We'll make this one an orangey experience. That's good. Okay. And we're going to, I guess, just again, just a bunch of these with a swivel on the bottom. Shoot. Oh my gosh. Oh, no, no, no. I got about 2,030. I'm adding in my head. 860 plus 3,600, 34, 35. No, 30. Oh my god. Again, I got a calculator. I can't. 860 to get to the moon plus about 3,800. Just be nice. 46 to 4,700 meters per second I want here. That's too little thrust for that middle stage. That's a little better. Throw that away. Okay, and let's go with the good old thumper bumpers. We'll try the thumpers. So we'll put these on, and then a pair of these thumper engines. The issues with these is they have no gimbling at all. That puts my delta V well into my zone. So they might just be worth it. Slide them down a bit. Slide these up a little bit. Nose cones on the top. Actually, slide them down a lot. Again, putting the decoupler high up on the booster will push them away from the rocket when you stage. That's really the only idea. I'm thinking this is a thing. Black rocket. Oh, no textures on those. All right, I don't think I have anything. Oh, I do have struts. All right. I'll also take advantage of those. I didn't know they were around, so we'll strut up the bottom part of this. That will make this a lot less wonky. I don't have separatrons, but we'll try staging just the way it is and see how that works. Close this. Close this. And some launch clamps. I've worked hard for my launch clamps. I want my launch clamps. Okay, let's fix up this staging a little bit because it's clearly kind of a mess. So boosters first. You can get away with putting the launch clamps on the same stage as the boosters. I don't know. I like this. That's just me. So okay, that's plenty. Might have to do a lot of yeah, well, we'll see how it goes. I think I say that too many times. We'll just see how it goes. Lights. So, because this thing is really hard to see that the hatch is actually here, I'm going to put a little blue light right there. Color you gray. Make you blue. And that's there just to say, hey dudes, this is where the hatch is. We'll make it blink too. And then we definitely need some red. Fortunately on this side it's going to be right over the window. So we'll put them here. Red and green lights. This one's going to be red. This one is going to be green. And we'll put some blinky lights. Put blinky lights on both sides this time. So two-way symmetry, good. This will be blinky white. Yep, blink on, and then flip this around. Same trick as before. Grab that one. Slide them together. Ooh, this one needs to go, whoops. That one needs to go in a little bit. It's kind of floating above. There. I don't know. I never remember. I don't think it's 100% which side. I'm going to make one of them amber and one of them just white to designate the difference between the dorsal and the ventral. And someone will tell me I have them the wrong way, and I don't care. All right. Oh, you know what else I'm going to do? Let's open these up. I have little dome lights. And the dome lights are just there to light up the inside. That's it. Oh, and antenna now. I think now an antenna, we're going to the moon. Antenna is a good idea. And I'm clicking on everything but the antenna. And there, and there. And yeah, for people just joining us, this is essentially a stock game. The only difference being that I have added on a whole lot of beautification mods. That is the main difference in a couple of UI thingies. Okay, close that, close that, close that. I'm gonna go for it. This is a Mun Flyby. Save that. Okay, just gonna go through parts, make sure I got batteries, thermals, fine. This thing, by the way, already has a blader all around it, so you don't need a heat shield for that. That doesn't matter. Be good there. Oh, and some sort of aerodynamic stability, I'm sure, would be a good idea. Where are those small tail fins? My go-to small tail fins. You know, I even can color those from ReStock. Okay. I'm gonna go with this. This is gonna fly. This is not gonna fly. We'll find out soon enough. So, do I have the right Kerbals in there? Valentina and Bomb. I'm gonna take a look at my Mun Flyby contract. Make sure there's nothing. Let's explore the moon. Let's put that over here on its own. Anything I'm missing here? Fly by the moon to achieve this goal. Gather some scientific data from the moon and bring the vessel you flew back. Yep, I'm going to do all of those things. Oh, I need an appropriate launch thrust to weight ratio. That's what I'm forgetting. That's good, good, good. What's the TWRs? 1.9, and this is 1. Yeah, all these are good. I think we're good all the way up the stack. So, safe launch. Let's do it. Let's do it. Check your staging. This isn't going to end well, says Argent Gaming. That's a possibility. I'm not saying that's not a possibility. I'm going to say right now, though, this is a test. Unless it works, and then it's not a test. Okay, so we got here our Kerbals. There's really not much to do, just straight up. Let's get our contract ready just to remind me that it is there. And I'll also put up our resources so we don't forget about those. But otherwise, yeah. Now, I'm going to have very little attitude control when these thumpers are going. So I might be going quite a ways straight up for the first bit. We'll see how it goes. So, boom, boom. You're off. We'll see how it goes. It's dorky. It's dorky. I do really like these roundy capsules. But, oh, I'm just yawing over. Oh, that turned over much better than I would have guessed, honestly. I'm just going to follow that prograde vector. I'm not taking it off of SAS because I do not trust that this thing's aerodynamically stable enough. So I'm just going to just keep following this prograde vector, staying more or less in the middle. Trying to stay on a course of 90 degrees, too, would be a good plan. Back, 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 back. Oh, about to lose the... Oh, my God, it wants to flip. It wants to flip. No. No. Sugars. Okay, so... Okay, we're gonna... That was a test. Right before, as these things were just about empty, I was losing aerodynamic stability. You know what we're gonna do? I'm going to do what I suggested earlier to do with people, and that is to put on these AV winglets. 4 of those. Push the right button. Those give you a lot more aerodynamic control. I do find them twitchy, so we're going to turn the authority limiter down about 6 degrees. I think I should still have a good... That, and what's my launch? Gotta give a little bit more thrust here now. Okay, and vacuum delta V is 4630. Wow, that took off a lot. Those things are heavy. Those things are heavy. Ooh, they are heavy. Now suddenly I want to put on. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna undo that. That was way more weight than I would have guessed they would add. So instead, what I'm gonna do is go with what I was doing before, with just extra ones of these little small ones. Hopefully that'll give me the stability I need. Okay, we'll try that. That didn't knock back my... Oh, it just knocked the Delta V really back. I don't like that, so... Launching again. Spin stabilizing for that crew. Yep. Just as I was feeling I was losing control, I staged the SRB so that hopefully I could regain it. But, and I actually was regaining it, but I think I just lost too much. So... Okay, now one thing I'm thinking about. Oh shoot! Oh, for goodness sake, space, revert back to this. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Back to the Space Center we go. I did forget something very important. Or back to the Space Center, what am I doing? I forgot the materials bay. There's no materials bay on this thing. That was very dumb on my part. So we're going to recover this. Yeah, I know. We're going to do that flyby. We're going to do it. Okay. But that's going to obviously add some weight. I might need to punch this up a little bit more. Okay, so we're going to put on the Science Junior, like so. But of course, that's going to knock back my Delta V. Yeah. What's TWR up here? I don't want to put more there. More boosters. So go with that. Will a pair... Yeah, just putting on that science lab, just kind of put it over the top. Will a pair of hammers suffice? No, the smarter thing. The smarter thing. Oh my gosh. Let's not be dumb. Smarter thing is these guys still go first. You always want to stage your biggest things first. Then a pair of hammers here. Except it's going to look funny that way. And looking funny is not cool. It'll look better this way. Okay, let's... Two-way symmetry. Pair of hammers. Oh, it did that. I hate when it does that. Don't do that. There we go. Alright, so let's fix up this staging here. So, the thumpers will go first. Then the hammers. Then obviously put those later. Thumpers go first, then the hammers, and then the core. That, if I put it, oh my god, why is my... Why is the Delta V so small? That makes sense. Do I have something dumb in a dumb spot? I do. I'm staging the hammers. No. No. Yes, I have these decouplers in a bad spot. Move those. Decouplers are dumb. That's better. Okay. There we go. 4, 9, 10. I should have enough thrust all the way up. Yep. This is what we're going to do. So, addition of a couple of hammers here. Couple more nose cones. Make them dark. Okay. I'm gonna take these fins now and move. Oh shoot! Come back. More blinky lights. I think I'm good for blinky lights. I'm gonna just move these to the hammers. Hopefully I'll still have... That's good. Okay, and these guys can go here. Good, good, good. Okay, staging is... No, that's not sensible. Now the staging is sensible. Okay, launch thrust to weight. These guys are going to have to be cranked up a bit. All for want of a materials bay. And what's the thrust to weight on this stage here? That's a little heavy. 2.44. Oh wait, oh shoot, I was on. Oh, my God. He's gotta be. Sorry, I was on vacuum that whole time. There we go. Now vacuum. Look at this. These can come down. Alright, I'm living with that. Living with that. Are those no, the launch camps now are sensible? Might have been before they weren't sensible, but they're they're sensible now. Okay. Alright, this time. This time, Mun Flyby. Mun Flyby, here we come. Okay. And this all, I realized that was missing because I went, oh, I should grab one of these in the upper atmosphere because I got bombed now to reset it. And that was an, wait, there isn't one there. Okay, so, and in fact, you know what else I can grab? Open this up. Is I can grab a mystery goo unit. There'll be just a little bit of science, but you can grab it still. Okay. Lights on. Throttle up. SAS on. Okay, let's go. Hopefully we'll be a little bit more stable this time. Again, knocking it over. Thumpers aren't the best for this. Wants to roll a little bit. And again, just kind of follow that prograde vector the best I can. Probably not worry too much about ascent profiles and all that stuff until those thumpers are gone. Life should be better once the thumpers are gone. Okay, thumpers. Bye. Next ones. Now we're on the hammers. Actually, life should be really good. What? No, there it goes again. Okay, we're gonna revert to launch. Revert to vehicle assembly building. Ah. Going back. Oh shoot! I just pulled the engine off. Going back to those AV wing. You know what else? Okay, I got a better idea. Better idea. Oh, the engine's gone. Engine back. I could put on just more reaction wheels too. There's always that option. Life can be served better with more reaction wheels. Oh, poop. Close that. Put that there. Okay. And if this doesn't work, then I'm going to put on the AV winglets. This is getting annoying. Oh, Chris, thank you again. Why didn't you get Pro and Retrograde SAS when you get an Orbit? Oh, didn't you get Pro and Oh, because Chris asked the question, why didn't I get the lock to Prograde, lock to Retrograde when Jeb got to Orbit? Because he had to come back down to the surface. That's something in the settings that you can have them come on as soon as they get it, but the next time Jeb flies, he'll have lock to Prograde, lock to Retrograde. Valentina's not going to have it all the way through this. Okay. I'm going to try just going a little bit straighter up for longer, too. I think that might help. Rather than going into that whole gravity turn business. Once I get to the swivel, life should be good. This is a swivel at the bottom, right? Yeah, it is. Life should be much better with the swivel. So I'm not going to knock it over as hard, and I'm just going to try and stay right in the middle. It's so funny that low tech, it doesn't help there's this big bulbous thing on the top. I would have been better off just putting on a probe body and sticking in Bob and calling it a day. That would have been the easier thing to do. And did I do that? No, I did not. Didn't I say I was going to try and make this easier? I'm not doing that. Okay. There we go. So staying right on that prograde. But it is sort of... it really wants to flip. There it goes. It's this stupid thing on the top. I know it is. I know it is. Thank you, NC Davis. There. Let's see. I'm being an idiot. Let's go with the AV winglets. This is all... Replace, honestly, if you're following along at home, replace this with the Mark 1 capsule. I'm determined not to do that at this point. But that would be way easier, putting the Mark 1 capsule on the top, put a probe body in it, stick Bob in so he can still be a scientist. The probe body will fly for you, and you are golden. But instead, I am fiddling around with bigger fins. I'm getting way too particular about that. Launch. Oh my god, what is this? Like a contest now? Thank you. But really, we're having a bidding war to say, like, but thank you very much. Cochrane CD and Chris and NC Davis. I think I thanked you earlier, but I'll thank you again. Okay. This is the one. This is the one. This has to work now. This has to work now. Now that these guys are on here, it has to. Move the hammers up. That's not a bad idea. The hammers are pretty low, and they're adding to the torque, thrust torque. So moving the hammers up the core would probably help. But right now, let's just see how this works. It's definitely feeling more stable, like, right away with these big giant fins on it. I just don't... rockets shouldn't have big giant fins. There we go. Next. Next, next, next. So we're going up very steeply, as you can see. I think it's pretty good now. Yeah, it wants to get back onto prograde. Oh, wait. Okay, I was getting a little too aggressive there. That was... Ah! Ah! Now you bugger! Oh, I hate you so much. Oh, what happened there? Okay. I staged it. I'm going for it still. The hell with this. So I just staged those early because they're being a nuisance. We're going for it. We're going for it, and we're seeing what happens. Okay. Oh, I don't have lock to prograde. Oh my god, this is terrible. I don't like that my Navball's upside down. That's the wrong button. There. Oh, I am wasting so much fuel with this nonsense. Oh, I'm almost done this stage, too. Oh, for goodness. Okay, that's it. That's it. That's it. This... That's it. That's it. You're gone. You are gone, Bulby P thing. You are going away. I am going to make this the root part temporarily. Bye. Be gone. This is going to make my life easier. I don't know why I was fighting with this for so long. We want a probe body. Because we're going to stick. So we're going to get ourselves a probo. What is this? The Octo? Octo. Let's stick it. Actually, it doesn't... I don't need to do it that way. I can stick it inside where it doesn't have to be so frackin' ugly. There. He's hiding. We can pretend that's not there. We can pretend Bob can fly. Okay. Parachutes. Staging's messed up. Oh, I don't have a decoupler. Oh my gosh. No. Yeah. I have to put a decoupler here now. Actually, put that back to the root body. There we go. Yeah, now that I got that, I gotta have a heat shield and a decoupler. This is personal now, though. Okay. That goes with that. Those two go together. Those two go together. Those two go together. Those two go together. What is our launch TWR? We've lost some mass, so this has got to come down a bit. And Bob is going in. This is what... Okay, so the moral of the story is don't use that P until you have fairings to... Oh my god, Chris. Chris says another donation, and if this launch is successful, now the pressure is on. It's $25. This has gone on entirely too long. I will say that. I will say that. But I have faith now that I've lost Mr. Bulby P capsule thing. Okay. And go. So Bob is the one. Oh, I don't have lock to prograde. Okay. I do not get lock to prograde with that probe body. That's with the one after that. That's okay. That's okay. You know, it was actually going pretty good, and then I started testing it by like, oh, let's see if I can push it to the edge and see if it'll come back. And like an idiot, I pushed it too far, but I was tired of nursing that thing. Oh, I should get ready to do Science Junior. That's optimism there. That's Science Juniors for the upper atmosphere. And stage. Okay. Wouldn't mind bringing my heading closer to 90 degrees, so I'm trying to kind of pull it down a little bit, very gently. Also should look at, not that I can reduce thrust at this point, but I think I'll be reducing thrust quite dramatically when... Alright, almost. There we go. We have yet, this is... No, I guess we kind of got further than this before. Okay, I'm going to reduce throttle because my time to apoapsis is well over a minute. Where are we? Let's conduct that material study. Grab that. Oh, we've gone into orbity mode. Oh, this is feeling pretty good. Not taking off the SAS because I still don't trust it, but it's feeling... Now, we're going to lose all those fins with the next stage. The next stage was not super great either, but we're much higher than we were before. We are much, much higher. In fact... Oh no, we got this. This thing's gonna carry us right into space. Alright. And cut it. Okay, we are closing in on space. Was higher than I normally. Let's get a mystery goo going. Observe that mystery goo really quickly. Alright, still in space, still in the upper atmosphere. We are now in space. Just gotta circularize. My periapsis is still very much in the negatives. But I got a lot of DV. Okay, 30 seconds to apoapsis. I'm going to start increasing throttle. I'm keeping this on the horizon. watching my time to apoapsis. I want to see that clicking down, but I need to keep it above 0. Increase throttle a little bit. If it starts getting scary, I'm going to pitch up. Like now, pitch up a bit. Don't let that get to 0. More throttle. Oh, we're going to lose this stage. Good. Now on to the much weaker Terrier engine. Pitching up. Come on. Ah, good, good, good. Back to -1 again. Back to -1. Now I'm pitching down a bit. As we muscle this thing into orbit. And I always find it like, yeah, I was just saying earlier, it's so funny. The hardest launches are these early ones, and then as you start unlocking more parts, they get easier. So if you're having trouble, you know, do more missions down on Kerbin's atmosphere and down on the surface and collect more science. Do some of those tourist contracts, collect more money, and get yourself so that, here, this is getting very high now. Just gonna cut throttle for a little bit. Until you can unlock some better parts and then try again. Oh, this is gonna, we got this now. I'm almost looking at my periapsis. It's just about to go positive. And that is the orbit. Well, not really. That's when the game sort of somehow thinks that's an orbit. But anyway, that's an orbit. Let's put this onto the normal vector. And we got to open this up for solar panels. This is something, and I'm gonna extend that. And where's the sun? I gotta really make sure with this vessel. I always gotta turn a set of solar panels to the sun, or else I'm gonna get myself into trouble. I'm gonna get Bob out. Really, there's not much for Bob. Oh my gosh, the textures are wacky. Look at that. There's something that is so wild. It's like he's got a skull or something on the back here. That, oh my gosh. Okay, I think I'm just going to put them back on the stock, or on the standard boring suits. Rather than, I actually have, I got this, now I know what's going on here. I have Bob, I picked the sort of retro spacesuit for Bob. Collect that data. And now he can restore. Restore. That retro spacesuit for Bob, but his helmet and suit are clearly the standard stock one. It's not switching to the retro one, and but it's still taking that retro texture and squeezing it around. That looks okay. I'll fix that in the interim. Now restore the goo. That is good. That is good. That is good. So we are now, where are we? This way. Board. Okay. So what I think I'll do, and I'm just looking at the time, we're over 1:50 into the stream, is I think I will set up this free return, but I will not actually do it. Thanks to my Tier 2 tracking station, I now have maneuver nodes and all of that stuff. So we're going to focus our view on the moon. Switch this over to the maneuver tool. So for those people that have never done this before, I will talk about it just a little bit. If you come in close here, I think I need to give myself a little bit more prograde. Okay, we are getting ourselves a gravity assist from the moon, and the moon is actually slingshotting us right out into an orbit about the sun, which we clearly don't want to do. But if you bring this over to the other side, just by adjusting the timing of the... Okay, no, not by adjusting. I have to actually put in some more prograde. Bring this over to the other side. So we're now coming around the moon in a retrograde direction. Now, this is actually slowing us down a little bit, and we're getting this capture after we pass the moon. We're in this big orbit here, and the further out you are, The so you can actually adjust the periapsis here. The further out you put yourself from the moon, the closer the periapsis gets. I have to give some prograde here. So that my periapsis with the moon is very short, but it's actually pushing my periapsis right back into Kerbin's atmosphere on the return. So this would be, after this burn, a free return trajectory back to Kerbin. And that would satisfy the contract. I'm not going to do that, though, because notice that my periapsis is quite far out from the moon. I don't like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that periapsis down. Tweak the timing a little bit. That's pretty good. A little less there. So we're going to pass nice and close to the moon, about 12 kilometers above the moon. And unfortunately, that puts us into this great big green orbit, which is obviously not coming back to Kerbin. But if I do a prograde burn right here as we are passing the moon, I will get this periapsis down, and Bob will be on his way back. But I think what I'm going to do, just given what time we're at, is I think I'm going to save all of that for the very beginning of the next stream. So for the next stream, what I'm going to be doing, is we're going to perform this burn. We're going to do the flyby. We're going to finish off that contract. Hopefully that should get us a whole ton of science. We'll unlock a pile of new parts, and then we'll see what else we will be doing after that. But in the meantime, thank everybody that's in the chat, especially thanking those people with their very generous donations, even if though I think it did kind of turn into a little bit of a competition. I guess it's a competition I can't really mind, but thank you very much. Thank you to everybody who's watching this at a later date, and of course a very, very special thank you to all of my Patreon patrons and YouTube members. We'll see you all in a week. Bye, everybody.